Hello again and welcome back. Welcome to another class. Welcome to class number 185. We're beginning a class. When we finish this class today, we'll have only 10 classes left. Only 10 classes left. But for the moment, we still have 11 classes left because we're only beginning. But we're slowly approaching the end of the beginning, the end of the basic program. And when you finish the basic program, you have to start the intermediate program. You have to continue. It's necessary. It's essential. 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 Me acuerdo de un alumno mío hace años donde no era capaz de decir esencial en inglés. Decía essential. Essential. Hasta que le dije, ¿cómo se dice chal? Llevar un chal. Es un chal. Essential. Perfect, no problem. I needed to use Spanish to bring the student to the correct phonetics or pronunciation in English. Class number 185. Not bad. We have completed 184 classes. I can't believe it. It's a lot of work. I have taught, pasado de teach, bueno, participo en este caso, he enseñado. I have taught 184 classes to you, another 184 classes to the intermediate people, and of course, another 184 classes to the advanced people. Se dice another. Another es una palabra singular. Another book. Si fuera plural, sería other books. Otros libros. Other books. No, another. Sin embargo, cuando pones un número, aunque sea 1,000 millones, otro millón de libros. Another 1 million. Siempre another, delante de números. Quiero otros 3 libros. I want another 3 books. So I have taught 184 classes to 3 different groups of students. Basic, intermediate, and advanced. 18 and 18 is 36, 54. Oh my God, 550 classes almost. It's a lot of classes. I'm starting to get tired. I'm starting to get a little bit tired. But you can't. You have to be strong and you have to continue because you still have a long way to go. Okay, class number 185. Let's begin with a short review. Let's go over the material from yesterday's class. From yesterday's, con apostrophe S, from yesterday's class. Camera 1. Okay. Do you know what I mean? ¿Sabes lo que quiero decir? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Teaching so many hours on television can become tiring. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yes. Spending so much time looking at a camera can start to get you down. Do you know what I mean? Spending so much time sermoning you, in the end, starts to make me a little bit tired. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Una canción de antaño. Do you know what I mean? Boop, boop. Do you know what I mean? Se usa muchísimo. In the sense of, ¿me explico? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? All right. Now, ask me if there's any ink left in my pen. Richard, is there any ink left in your pen? Let's see. Yes, sir. There's some ink left in my pen. Yeah. Ask me if there's any water left in my cup. Richard, is there any water left in your cup? Yes. There is still a lot of water left in my cup. Ask me how many pencils there are left in the container or the pencil holder. Richard, how many pencils are there left in the pencil holder? There are only 3 pencils left. Now, ask me the same question. How many pencils are there left? Now there are only 2 pencils left. All right. And now, How many pencils are there left? There's only one pencil left. And now, how many pencils are there left? There aren't any pencils left. Ask me if there's any gasoline left in my car. Richard, is there any gasoline left in your car? Now there are a lot of pencils. Yes, there is still about 150 kilometers of gasoline left in my car. Yes. Ask me if I have any patience left. ¿Te queda paciencia? Do you have any patience left? Of course. I have a lot of patience left. To be a good teacher, you need to be patient. Although sometimes I lose my patience. In general, I'm a patient teacher, in general. It's interesting, the word patience, paciencia, patience, sounds phonetically identical to the plural of patient, pacientes. Mis pacientes. Un médico puede decir, mis pacientes son muy pacientes. Okay, tiene mucha paciencia. My patients possess a lot of patience. Okay? My patients are patient. And me, yes, I still have a lot of patience left. I still have a lot of patience left. Another question, is there much money left in the public treasury? Tesoro público. I don't think there's any money left in the public treasury. I think the public treasury borrows money to pay your pension or my future pension, or to pay medical teachers, to pay military personnel, to pay national police, to pay the functionaries or civil servant salaries. I think the country doesn't have any money left. Maybe. I don't know. Because the country is in debt, more than 10% of the gross domestic product. So, is there any money left? I don't know if there's any money left in the public treasury. I don't know. Ask me if there's any money left in my bank account. ¿Qué dinero, Richard? Is there any money left in your bank account? Yes, there is some money left. I'm conservative with my money. Thank God. Yes, I'm relatively conservative using money. So yes, there is some money left in my bank account. Not enough to stop working. I'm not rich yet. Maybe someday, who knows? But for the moment, there's enough money left. Is there any time left in this segment? No, there isn't any time left. I have to say goodbye, but I'll be back.
Hello there. How are you today? Are you there? Yes, they're there. Good. Okay, my name's David Wardell, and today on class 185, we're going to review class 184. And I'm here with, estoy aquí con Pilar. How are you today, Pilar?
Fine, thank you. And you, David?
Más o menos. I'm fine. More or less fine.
Okay.
Because today is a difficult class because we have to review two things. The first thing we're going to review is a sentence. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? What does that mean? Do you know what I mean? ¿Qué significa? Do you know what I mean?
¿Sabes lo que quiero decir?
Sabes lo que quiero decir, y lo decimos muchísimo. ¿Sabes lo que quiero decir?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, do you know what I mean? Di que sí.
Okay.
A ver si puedes responder que sí. Yes, I know.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Muy bien. Okay. So repeat. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yes, I know what you mean. And again.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Very good. In casa, do you know what I mean? Di que sí. Yes, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yes, I know what you mean. Ahora, do you know what I mean? Di que no.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Very good. No, I don't know what you mean. Repeat.
No, I don't know what you mean.
I don't.
Ah, es verdad, sí.
I don't know.
No.
No.
I don't know what you mean.
Very good. What you mean, not you. You mean. Again.
Okay. No.
No.
Ay, es verdad.
No.
No. No, I don't know what you mean.
Better. Mucho mejor. Okay, en casa. Do you know what I mean? Di que no. No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. ¿Qué quiere decir este? Yeah? ¿Qué quiere decir? I don't know what he means. Okay, ask me if I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Very good. Repeat.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? One more time.
Do you know what I mean?
Perfecto. Okay, en casa. Ask me if I know what you mean. Ask me if I know what you mean. A ver. Do you know what I mean? ¿Sabes lo que quiero decir? ¿Sabes lo que quiero decir? Do you know what I mean? Mean is querer decir. Yeah?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? También significa significar. Yeah? Pero
Okay.
no pasa nada. En esta frase, querer decir. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Perfect. So we have to now go on to the second part, which is two verbs, really. Haber y quedar. A ver. ¿Cómo se dice hay tres caramelos?
Eso es.
Hay tres caramelos solo.
Okay. There are 3 sweets.
There are 3 sweets. There are 3 sweets. Repeat.
There are 3 sweets.
There are 3 sweets. Again.
There are 3 sweets.
Very good. Okay. Now, ask me, Pilar, ask me how many sweets there are left. Que queda. Yeah?
Okay.
So ask me how many sweets there are left.
How many sweets are there left?
Very good. How many sweets are there left? How many sweets are there left? Repeat. Very good. ¿Y la respuesta?
There are 3 sweets left.
Good. Okay, repeat.
There are 3 sweets left.
There are 3 sweets left.
There are 3 sweets left.
Very good. Okay. There are 3 sweets left. Repeat. Very good. There are 3 sweets left. Okay. Hay 5 galletas. Hay 5 galletas. ¿Cómo se dice esto?
There are 5 cookies.
There are 5 cookies. ¿Y en Gran Bretaña? ¿Cómo se dice esto?
No sé.
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
Biscuits. Biscuits. Decimos biscuits, yeah?
Okay.
So,
There are 5 biscuits.
there are 5 biscuits. ¿Cómo se deletrea biscuits, sabes?
Biscuit.
Biscuit, yeah, pero no se dice biscuit.
No.
Decimos biscuit. Biscuit. Biscuits. Plural. Yeah, so, okay. So, ask me how many biscuits there are left.
How many biscuits are there left?
Very good. How many biscuits are there left? Repeat. Very good. ¿Y la respuesta?
There are 5 biscuits left.
Very good. One more time.
There are 5 biscuits left.
Very good. En casa. A ver. ¿Cuánto? Very good. There are 5 biscuits left. Okay. Hay 2 bollos. ¿Cómo se dice bollo?
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Bollo. Okay. Bun. B-U-N. Bun.
Bun.
Bun. Okay.
Bun.
So.
Okay.
Hay 2 bollos.
There are 2 buns.
Good. Okay. So now ask me how many buns there are left.
How many buns are there left?
Very good. ¿Y la respuesta?
There are 2 buns left.
Muy bien. Ahora en casa. Okay. Hay 6 gambas. Very good. There are 5 prawns. Prawns. Okay. Now ask me how many prawns there are left. See, yo digo prawns. Gambas, yeah. Ask me how many prawns there are left. How many prawns are there left? Very good. There are 6 prawns left. There are 6 prawns left. Repeat.
There are 6 prawns left.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we have any time left. We have to
Okay.
finish now. But
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you very much at home. Keep practicing, yeah?
Yes.
Especially pronunciation is important as well.
Okay.
And see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. I want to talk in the next 8 minutes about the verb to understand. Strange verb, don't you agree? Let's look at the verb to understand on camera 1, please. To understand. Entender, comprender. Interesting. Why understand? Stand is estar de pie. Under is bajo, debajo de. Understand. What's the connection? But it's a very important verb, understand. I understand you. Do you normally understand everything I say in this class? Probably. Because I speak clearly and I choose my vocabulary carefully. Accessible English for you, because my objective is not to work on your ear yet. My objective is not that. My priority is structure, basic vocabulary, basic structure, okay? And get what you call los cimientos gramaticales, the grammatical foundation of a language. So, probably you understand me perfectly. Did you understand everything I said in the class yesterday? Did you understand everything I said in the classes last week? Yes, Richard, I understood everything you said yesterday. I understood everything you said in the classes last week. I understood everything. Even at the beginning of the program, 8 months ago, I understood everything. I understood everything. The past tense of estar pie is stood. Okay, I'm not standing, I'm sitting. But if I were standing, I wouldn't be sitting. Okay, yesterday I stood, yesterday I understood. Okay, to stand is estar de pie. To understand in the past, I stood, estuve de pie ayer, I stood in front of you yesterday, and I understood. S-T-O-O-D, understood. Ask me if I understood Spanish well when I came to Spain. Richard, did you understand Spanish well when you came to Spain? No, I didn't. I came to Spain with an intermediate level of Spanish. And at that time, I understood my Spanish teachers very well. I understood my Spanish teachers very well, almost perfectly. But I didn't understand the people in Madrid at all. The first week, the first 2 weeks, I didn't understand anything. However, I understood my teachers, and that's typical. Probably you understand me because I'm a teacher, okay? It's easy to understand teachers, but it's not easy to understand real people. You see, I'm not a real person. I'm a teacher. I'm a flight simulator. I'm the shallow part of the swimming pool. La parte de la piscina que no cubre. That's me. Okay, it's easy to understand teachers, but it's very difficult to understand in the real world because the variety and intensity of speech is very different. And it's impossible to simulate in a class the richness, the listening richness of a language. It's impossible for a teacher, even the best teacher in the world. Okay, now, when I came to Spain, I understood during the first month, I understood maybe 30% of what the people said. I remember one time I was invited to a dinner, and during the dinner, one of the people told a lot of jokes. He probably told 20 or 25 jokes. And of course, everybody was laughing. I understood only 2 or 3 of the jokes, maybe. And that's a necessary experience in learning how to understand a language. You have to pass through a period in which you don't understand. All right? It's necessary to have the uncomfortable feeling that you're not understanding people. It's a necessary phase, fase, in gaining the ability to use a language is having experiences that are uncomfortable with the language. What you say, pasar apuros, all right? And I understood people only about 30% in the first month. In the second month, I understood maybe 50%. In the third month, I understood maybe 60%. And after 7 or 8 months, I understood 90% or more. Yes. Now I understand everything, of course. I understand everything. Even people from Mexico or from los porteños from Argentina, normally, yeah. Okay, the people from Andalusia, normally I understand everything. If I don't understand in Spanish, I don't understand in English. If I go to Scotland and I go to a noisy pub in Glasgow, I'm sure I would have trouble understanding the Glaswegians because it's very difficult to understand some of the Scottish accents. But it's the same in Spanish. So I understand perfectly now. But I understood less than 50% in the first 3 or 4 months here. Okay? And it was difficult for me. And I wasn't able to distinguish accents. I couldn't tell if a person was speaking with a Catalan accent, a Castilian accent, an Andalusian accent, or a Galician accent, or a Basque accent. I couldn't tell the difference. Or even a Mexican, well, Mexican, yes, a Chilean accent. I couldn't tell the difference. Of course, 1 year later, yes, it's very easy. But it takes a long time to understand well. All right? To understand well. Now, I also speak French. And I remember the first time I went to Paris, I understood only about 20 or 30%. Okay? I remember there was a waiter. I went to the same restaurant practically every day, an Italian restaurant. And the waiter was Italian, and we spoke French. I understood him perfectly. I understood the Italian waiter perfectly in French. But I didn't understand the French people. All right? And it was a problem for me. The second and third time I went to Paris, I understood a little more, but not too much. Now, when I listen to Mr. Sarkozy speaking, I understand 95%. But the last time I was in Paris, I understood only 40% or 50% in the streets of Paris. Okay? It's not so easy to understand a second language. It's not so easy. All right? But it's the most important element in the active communication. You must understand well. If you don't, you have a big problem. Okay, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay. Another way of using to understand, of course, is in the sense of creo que he entendido que estabas enfadado, o tenía entendido, o tengo entendido. I said, excuse me, but I understood that this dinner was to make a decision about the new accounting system. That's what I understood. Well, yes, Richard, what you understood is correct. What you understood is correct. Yes, this dinner is to make a decision concerning the new accounting system. But you misunderstood, malentendiste una cosa, o has malentendido. You misunderstood one question. This dinner was not to make a final decision, but to reach a few conclusions. To understand, understood. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello, my name is Carly. Nice to see you again. Before we start our class, I want to introduce my student, Pilar. How are you?
Glad to be here. And you?
Excellent. Fine, thank you. All right, I'm glad that you're glad to be here.
Okay.
All right, we are going to talk about a verb today, irregular. Entender in English?
Understand.
Good. And in the past?
Understood.
Good, very good. So we say understand. Think of stand, like levantar, right? Stand, stood. So you say understand, understood. Okay? So maybe a little bit of a trick to help you remember. Let's talk about understand in the present and in the past. So Pilar, did you understand what I told you yesterday?
Yes, I understood what you told me yesterday.
Perfect, good. And really strong on the understood. So that D isn't soft, it's understood. It almost sounds like a T. Understood.
Okay.
Good, so really strong. Good. Ask me if I understand you when you speak Spanish really fast.
Do you understand me when I speak Spanish very fast?
Good. I understand most of what you say, but not everything. When you speak Spanish really fast, sometimes I'm lost. Very good. All right, Pilar, ask me if I understand Shakespeare's sonnets.
Do you understand Shakespeare's sonnets?
Excellent, with the Saxon genitive. Shakespeare's sonnets? Good. I understand the majority of them, but some of them are very difficult as well. So yes, I understand most of them. Good, Pilar. Do you understand French?
Yes, I understand French.
Excellent, good. Ask me if I understand films in French.
Do you understand films in French?
Good, no, I don't understand anything in French. Not films, not people, nothing. Very good, so I don't understand, right? In the negative, in the present, I don't understand. Good, ask me if I understood Spanish 5 years ago.
Did you understand Spanish 5 years ago?
Very good. No, I didn't understand Spanish 5 years ago. Ask me if I understand Spanish now.
Do you understand Spanish now?
Very good, Pilar. She's not making any mistakes.
No.
Do you understand Spanish now? Yes, I understand Spanish now. All right, now I'm going to ask you some questions. Did she understand your joke?
Yes, she understood my joke.
Excellent, good. Yes, she understood your joke. Good. Can she understand my writing? My writing?
Can she? Yes, she can understand your writing.
Very good. So if we say writing, right? Not my letter, my writing. So when I write with my hand, that's my writing. Can you understand my writing? I say, I hope that you can understand my writing. You could say to read your writing or to understand your writing. Yeah? So we call it writing. Very good. All right. Did you understand her story?
No. I didn't understand his story. Her story.
Good. Tell me again.
No, I didn't understand her story.
Perfect. Good. Did you understand the recipe?
Yes, I understood the recipe.
Good. So remember, recipe is in Spanish?
Receta.
Good, right? For cooking, right? So your recipe, we say recipe. Good. Do you like cooking?
Yes, I like
Very
cooking.
good. Ask me if I can understand recipes.
Can you understand recipes?
Ooh, sometimes I can't. In English either.
Okay.
I have to look up some definitions on the internet about specific
Words.
Specific words, but also specific techniques.
Okay.
Good, Pilar. Ask me if I can understand dictionary definitions.
Can you understand dictionary definitions?
Good, good. Definitions, we say? Yes, I can usually understand dictionary definitions, even though the words are sometimes different. So, you at home, don't get bored here. You've got to keep repeating out loud. Can you understand phrasal verbs? Pilar, can you understand phrasal verbs?
I can understand very few phrasal verbs.
Good, but you can understand some.
Yes.
Good. You guys think that phrasal verbs are difficult, but you already know so many, right?
Yes.
Stand up, sit down, go to bed, wake up, get up, etc. You know all of those. Good. So yes, you can understand some phrasal verbs, the context especially.
Okay.
Good. Pilar, ask me if I understood him when he spoke to me in Spanish.
Did you understand him when he spoke to you in Spanish?
Perfect, very good. So did you understand him when he spoke to you in Spanish? Excellent. Speak to. Good. Yes, I understood him when he spoke to me in Spanish. Good. Do you understand English phonetics?
Yes, I can understand English phonetics.
Perfect. Good. Phonetics we spell with PH. Phonetics, but it sounds like an F. Good. Ask me if I can understand football commentators.
Can you understand football
Commentators.
commentators?
Good. So the people that talk are the commentators. Commentators. Good. Repeat that.
Can you understand football commentators?
I can usually understand football commentators, but there's always a moment in the game when they lose control.
Yes.
And then I can't understand them. Remember with can and can't, the can't is very strong. I can understand the linking. You almost don't hear can. I can understand, but I can't understand them. Yeah?
Okay.
Very good. Can you understand Latin? Do you remember Latin?
Yes.
We say Latin. Can you
Okay.
understand Latin?
No, I can't understand Latin.
Good. I can't understand Latin. Very good. Did you understand English 10 years ago?
No, I couldn't understand.
Did you understand English?
No, I didn't understand English 10 years ago.
Look at her now. She understands it now.
Yes.
This is a good example for everyone at home, right? Keep practicing. You're going to understand it sooner or later.
Yes.
Right? There's the expression, sooner or later. Good. Ask me if I understood phrasal verbs when I was a little girl.
Did you understand phrasal verbs when you were a little girl?
Very good. With the verbs, with the VB, verbs. One more time.
Did you understand
Phrasal verbs.
phrasal verbs when you were a little girl?
Good. Not always. I understood them in the natural way that you understand the context. But I learned phrasal verbs just like you can, right? You have to learn them. So yes, I understood them when I was a little girl after I had to learn the concept, right? The
Okay.
context. Good. All right, let's see. Do you understand Don Quixote?
Yes, I understand Don Quixote.
Good. I have no idea about Don Quixote.
It's wonderful.
It's good, but I try to read it, and it's a little complicated. You have to sort of be in his mind, right?
Okay.
Good. So I try to understand Don Quixote, and hopefully one day I will. So understand, understood. Try to think. Levantarse. Stand up. I stood up. Okay? Understand, understood. Keep practicing that, and it'll be no problem in the future. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. Yes, welcome back. You are an English student. I have English students everywhere. Yes, I have given class to probably 6,000 people. And my students are from everywhere in Spain. I remember students from Betanzos. I remember students from Igualada. I remember students from Sueca. I remember students from Descarga María in Las Urdes. I remember, cerca. I remember students from Zafra. I remember students from Ronda. I remember students from Piedra Buena in Ciudad Real. I remember students from Tomelloso. I remember students from Tarancon. I remember students from everywhere in Spain. People say to me, aquí dicho, people say to me, no, people tell me. People say to me, porque realmente lo que puedo decir es que esta gente no me transmitía información para que yo actuase en base a dicha información. Simplemente la gente expresaba delante de mí. People say to me, you know so much about Spain. You know things about Spain that I don't know. Well, one reason is I like geography. A second reason is I like Spain. But a third reason, I have given class to so many students from so many different areas of Spain that I know these areas. I remember. Yeah, I remember people from Anso. I remember people from Tudela. I remember students from Aranda de Duero. I remember students from, Ontori de Valdearados. Yeah. I remember students from Caleruega. I remember students from San Vicente de Alcántara. From everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Let's continue with the concept of everywhere on camera number 1, please. Okay. Yes. Everywhere I go, I see Spanish people. Of course, I live in Spain. Yes. If you really need to make a big improvement in your English in a short amount of time, one very good option is to go to an English-speaking country, of course. To go to the United Kingdom, or to go to Ireland, or to go to the United States, or to go to Canada, or to go to Australia, or to go to New Zealand, or finally maybe to go to South Africa. Those are the most important English-speaking countries in the world. If you go to one of these countries, of course, I recommend that you stay away. Mantenerse alejado de. That you stay away from places where a lot of Spanish people visit. If you go to London, you hear Spanish in Piccadilly Circus or Trafalgar Square. You hear a lot of Spanish. If you go to New York City, you hear a lot of Spanish. Sometimes Cuban or Puerto Rican Spanish, but you hear a lot of Spanish. If you go to Nebraska, no, you don't. If you go to Newcastle in England, you don't hear much Spanish. If you go to Dublin, you hear a lot of Spanish. You hear Spanish everywhere in Dublin. Los Erasmus are there in Dublin. You hear Spanish everywhere. But if you go to Cork, you don't hear very much Spanish. So I recommend you go to Cork in the south of Ireland. If you go to Australia, don't go to Sydney or Melbourne because you can hear Spanish everywhere. Go to Perth. Go to Adelaide. Go to Darwin. Then you don't hear much Spanish. You don't hear Spanish everywhere. Everywhere. En todas partes. Cuecen habas, dice aquí. Yeah. They boil beans everywhere. That's your expression, not ours, okay? So, everywhere. También se admite every place. Yeah, every place you go, pero se dice mucho más everywhere. Everywhere I go, I get scandaled, libeled. I hear words I never heard in the Bible. It's Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. Simon and Garfunkel. Everywhere I go, todos los lugares a donde yo voy, everywhere. Everywhere I go, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Los británicos no suelen aspirar la WH, los americanos sí. Los británicos dicen everywhere, everywhere, y where lo dicen igual como si fuera rimara con where, llevar puesto. Where. ¿Dónde llevas camisas así? Los británicos dirían, where do you wear? Where? American and Canadian, no. Where? Puedes apagar una vela diciendo dónde en inglés americano y canadiense. Where? I'm exaggerating a little, but not too much. Where can you wear? Okay, where? Everywhere. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go in Spain, people like to eat tapas and drink wine or beer. Everywhere I go. From Eibar to Ronda in the south, to Castellón in the east, to Salamanca in the west. Everywhere I go, people like to go to the bar and to have a beer or to have a wine or a vermouth or something and to eat something as well. Yes, there are more bars in Spain than in the rest of the world combined. I'm convinced. I know one small town in the Valle del Tietar here in Spain. In the winter, the population is about 2,000 people. In the summer, maybe 30,000, of course. And there are 120 bars. I counted them one day, 10 years ago. 120 bars in a town of 2,000 people during the year. So the business of bars is a very important source, fuente de ingresos, source of income for Spanish people, for the Spanish administration, for the Tesoro Público, for the public treasury. It's very important. And there are bars everywhere in Spain. There are hairdressers, peluquerías de señoras, everywhere in Spain. Everywhere in the big cities, every street, practically, there's a hairdresser. There are hairdressers everywhere. There are English schools, academias de inglés, everywhere. There are Italian restaurants everywhere. Now there are Chinese restaurants everywhere. Yes. There are restaurants everywhere. There are bars everywhere. And now there are hotels everywhere. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hello there and welcome. Bienvenidos. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. And I hope you're ready for this class. And we'll begin with some vocabulary. Are you ready for some vocabulary, Esther?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Even difficult words.
Even.
Even difficult words. Okay. Now, as Esther says them, I want you to say them. Okay. At the same time. So, the first word. Molestar.
To bother.
Very good. And to bother with a TH. To bother. Okay. One more time.
To bother.
Perfect. Number 2, ajustar,
To adjust.
to adjust. So to adjust, adjust. The third one, congelar,
To freeze.
to freeze. The fourth one, arreglo,
Arrangement.
arrangement. One more time.
Arrangement.
Very good. The last one, rascar,
To scratch.
to scratch. And be careful here. To scratch, not to a scratch. To scratch. One more time.
To scratch.
To scratch. Okay. And rascafria?
Scratch cold.
Scratch cold. Okay. Okay. Now, an important word. Everywhere. Everywhere. We're going to practice with everywhere. So, Esther, en verano, and at home too, practice with this translation. En verano hay turistas por todas partes.
In summer, there are tourists everywhere.
Everywhere. So in summer there are tourists everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Are there tourists everywhere in Spain in the summer?
Yes, there are tourists everywhere in Spain in the summer.
In the summer. Okay. Do you walk everywhere?
No, I don't work everywhere.
Okay. And did you walk everywhere last year?
No, I didn't walk everywhere last year.
Will you walk everywhere next year?
No, I won't walk every day next year.
Everywhere.
Everywhere next year.
Okay. So will you walk everywhere next year? No, I won't walk everywhere next year. Okay. Are there pigeons everywhere in Madrid?
No, there aren't pigeons everywhere in Madrid.
Okay, no, you don't think there are pigeons everywhere in Madrid? Are there pigeons everywhere in the center of Madrid?
In the center of Madrid, yes, maybe. There are pigeons everywhere in the center of Madrid.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there cafes everywhere in Madrid?
Yes, there are cafes everywhere in Madrid.
Okay, so are there cafes everywhere in Madrid? Yes, there are cafes everywhere in Madrid. Are houses built everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't houses built everywhere in Spain.
Okay, so are houses built everywhere in Spain? No, there aren't houses built everywhere in Spain. Are Spanish people living everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't Spanish people living everywhere in Spain.
So there aren't Spanish people living everywhere in Spain. Are there dogs everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't dogs everywhere in Spain.
Very good. So are there dogs everywhere in Spain? No, there aren't dogs everywhere in Spain. Are there lions everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't lions everywhere in Spain.
Okay. Are there bulls everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't bulls everywhere in Spain.
Okay, so are there bulls everywhere in Spain? No, there aren't bulls everywhere in Spain. Did you go everywhere when you were young?
No, I didn't go everywhere when I was young.
Okay. Would you like to go everywhere?
Yes, I like to go everywhere.
Okay, so would you like to go everywhere? Yes, I'd like to go everywhere. Okay. Are there cars everywhere in Madrid?
Yes, there are cars everywhere in Madrid.
Okay, so there are cars everywhere in Madrid. Or the negative, there aren't cars everywhere in Madrid, but there are cars everywhere in
yes.
Madrid. Okay. Are there people everywhere in the center of Madrid?
Yes, there are people everywhere in the center of Madrid.
Are there shops everywhere in the center of Madrid?
Yes, there are shops everywhere in the center of Madrid.
Very good. Are there books everywhere in your house?
No, there aren't books everywhere in my house.
Okay. Is there rubbish everywhere in your house?
No, there isn't rubbish everywhere in my house.
Okay. So is there rubbish? ¿Cómo se dice rubbish?
Sucio o
Or basura.
basura, sí.
So is there rubbish everywhere in your house? No, there isn't rubbish everywhere in my house. Are there books everywhere in your house? No, there aren't books everywhere in my house. Are there ants everywhere in Spain? Ants.
No, there aren't ants everywhere in Spain.
¿Cómo se dice ants?
Hormiga.
Okay. So are there ants everywhere in Spain? No, there aren't ants everywhere in Spain. Are there Irish people everywhere in Ireland?
Yes, there are Irish people everywhere in Ireland.
Okay. Are there Irish pubs everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't Irish pubs
Irish.
pubs everywhere in Spain.
Okay. Are there motorbikes everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't motorbikes everywhere in Spain.
Okay. Are there motorbikes everywhere in Spain? No, there aren't motorbikes everywhere in Spain. Okay. Are there cats everywhere in Italy?
No, there aren't cats everywhere in Italy.
Okay. Are there Italians everywhere in Italy?
Yes, there are Italians everywhere in Italy.
Okay. Are there pictures of your family or photographs of your family everywhere in your house?
No, there aren't pictures of my family everywhere in my house.
Okay. So are there pictures of your family everywhere in your house? No, there aren't pictures of my family everywhere in my house. Are there flies everywhere in the summertime?
No, there aren't flies everywhere in summertime.
Okay. Are there birds everywhere in the summertime?
Yes, there are birds everywhere in summertime.
Okay. Are there trees everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't trees everywhere in Spain.
Okay. Is there paper everywhere in this room?
No, there isn't paper everywhere in this room.
Okay. Are there members of your family everywhere in this room?
No, there aren't members of my family everywhere in this room.
Okay. So are there members of your family everywhere in this room? No, there aren't members of my family everywhere in this room. Okay. Is English spoken everywhere in England?
Yes, English is spoken everywhere in England.
Okay. Is Spanish spoken everywhere in Spain?
Yes, Spanish spoken.
Spanish is.
Spanish is spoken everywhere in Spain.
Okay. Is Spanish spoken everywhere in Spain? Yes. Spanish is spoken everywhere in Spain. Is English spoken everywhere in England? Yes. English is spoken everywhere in England. Okay. Are there cars everywhere in the center of Madrid?
Yes, there are cars everywhere in the center of Madrid.
Okay. So, yes, there are cars everywhere in the center of Madrid. Are there giraffes everywhere in Spain?
No, there aren't giraffes everywhere in Spain.
Okay, so are there giraffes everywhere in Spain? No, there aren't giraffes everywhere in Spain. Don't forget to practice your English everywhere. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
All right. Congratulations. One more class is behind us. Ya la tenemos detrás. Cumplido. One more class behind us. And we only have 10 more classes ahead of us. Behind us, ahead of us. In front of us, delante de, pero por delante, para recorrer is ahead. We have 10 classes ahead of us. We only have 10 classes left. 2 weeks. The party is almost over. But of course, there are more parties for you in the future. The intermediate party, la fiesta. 195 more classes for intermediate, and another 195 for advanced. So you have a lot of work. But I want to congratulate you. You're doing very, very well. I'll see you tomorrow.